Secretary Annual National Security Advisor, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. It is with great honor that I join you all today to commemorate the 8th anniversary of the Philippines' great momentous achievement. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Strat-based ADR Institute for convening this very important gathering at this critical juncture, at this prestigious venue. The 2016 Arbitral Award has an outstanding feature among many international adjudications. Every year, foreign governments worldwide issue statements, tweets, or other forms of comments on July 12th, reiterating support for the sanctity of this decision. Each time it underscores the international community's commitment to a world where nations stand together in fostering peace, stability, and justice. Since 2016, Japan has consistently reiterated that the Tribunal Award is final and legally binding on the parties concerned. I deeply commend the Philippines' efforts that paved the way for this historic arbitral award. I would like to express my respect to our colleagues in the Philippine government and judicial experts who work tirelessly to craft measures that can further ensure the rule of law in light of the current geopolitical landscape. While the 2016 Arbitral Award showed crystal clear directions in navigating the turbulent waters of the South China Sea, the actual situations on the sea remain challenging and complex. As international law has not been fully equipped with centralized mandatory enforcement mechanisms, the cornerstone lies in fostering the respect for the rules-based international order. The power of international voices holds importance in shaping outcomes. The Philippines has the support and backing of many like-minded countries who are present here today. As allies, partners, friends, we stand united in navigating these uncertain waters and uphold the fundamental principles that safeguard our shared waters. In this regard, Japan is undeterred to fulfill its commitment. As Japan and the Philippines are neighboring maritime nations, we have a shared responsibility in upholding and protecting the peace and stability across the region. I would like to highlight some aspects of the Philippines-Japan bilateral relations on this critical matter. First, Japan and the Philippines are in a good position to mutually exchange strategic views. Both Japan and the Philippines are long-term democracies and treaty allies of the United States in the region, where no multilateral security organization like NATO exists. The alliance with the United States has worked as a stabilizer and prevented potential conflicts. At the same time, Japan and the Philippines also hold strong bond with China historically, economically. China is a primary trading partner for both the Philippines and Japan. Our common task is how to forge a more stable and prosperous structure for our sake. I have to admit that this is not an easy question, but this is exactly why we need to work closely to explore effective ways to address and manage the issues in front of us. Second, Japan and the Philippines are both facing similar challenges in the East and South China Seas, respectively, around the Senkaku Islands of Japan in the East China Sea. Chinese Coast Guard vessels navigated adjacent waters for 352 days throughout last year, almost every day. They unlawfully intruded into Japanese territorial waters more than 30 times in the same period. With these challenges, Japan has acted firmly and calmly to maintain its territorial integrity. Both Japan and the Philippines face comparable challenges where our government agencies work tirelessly 24/7 in very tense situations. Our two nations are confronted with the complex task of making difficult decisions, occasionally even at the highest levels, to manage these circumstances effectively. Of course, the situations in Japan and the Philippines are not exactly the same. The Senkaku Islands are apparently defined as islands spanning approximately 6 square kilometers. Over 200 Japanese residents once inhabited the islands. Since 1895, Japan has consistently maintained valid control with no claims made by China until the 1970s. There exists no issues of territorial dispute to be resolved at all. At the same time, in the East China Sea, Japan and China have established several frameworks since taking in effect of UNCLOS, including the Japan-China Fishery Treaties and the Maritime Search and Rescue Agreement. Third, I'm proud that Japan-Philippine cooperation has developed tangible achievements with the combination of hard and soft assistance programs for the common interest of peace and stability in the maritime sphere. As you are all aware, Japan has helped the buildup of the Philippine Coast Guard, including 12 multi-role response vessels. Many of them are deployed to critical areas of responsibility, such as Palawan. I'm glad that I signed an exchange of notes for providing additional 5 97-meter class MRRV last May 17th. In order to empower Philippine maritime domain awareness capacity, Japan has provided coastal radar systems to both PCG and Philippine Navy with the combination of the Official Development Assistance and the Official Security Assistance Scheme. Our cooperation is not limited to assistance. Rather, the development of our operational cooperation is rapidly expanding these days. Japan Coast Guard and PCG have conducted joint exercises for enhancing PCG's operational capacity. Japan Air Self-Defense Force deployed F-15 fighter jets to Clark Air Base and conducted a unit-to-unit exchange with the Philippine Air Force. By those sets of events, the level of cooperation has been elevated to another stage. Fourth, the cooperative framework between Japan and the Philippines is transcending beyond bilateral engagements to encompass multinational strategic partnerships. This includes, naturally, trilateral cooperation between Japan, the Philippines, and the United States, which convened for a landmark summit meeting in April in Washington, D.C., producing a joint vision statement to show the concrete cooperation among 3 countries. Another example is the Japan, Philippines, U.S., Australia Defense Ministerial meeting held in May this year. Our quadrilateral cooperation has materialized through the maritime cooperative activity conducted in April, where 4 countries' naval vessels navigated together, showing our clear commitments to uphold the rules-based maritime order. Another multilateral MCA was conducted last month with the participation of Canada. Needless to say, the partnership with ASEAN has always been placed in the center of our diplomacy. At the commemorative summit for the 50th year of ASEAN-Japan friendship and cooperation last December, the leaders of Japan and ASEAN members declared that they pursue a world where the shared principles and values are ensured and where all countries can pursue peace and prosperity. By cultivating multilateral dialogues and joint exercises, Japan and the Philippines, alongside allies and partners, bolster the regional security architecture through seamless collaboration and cooperation. Another significant milestone for Japan-Philippine security and defense policy coordination was realized with the second Japan-Philippines 2+2 meeting last Monday. In attendance were Foreign Minister Kamikawa and Defense Minister Kihara on the Japanese side, and Secretary Manalo and Secretary Teodoro on the Philippine side. This was the first ever 2+2 which took place in Manila. Notably, a landmark achievement of this occasion was the signing of the Japan-Philippines Reciprocal Access Agreement, RAA. Similar to the Visiting Forces Agreement, this agreement will facilitate the mutual visits of the forces of the two countries for the implementation of cooperative activities such as joint exercises and disaster relief, thereby improve interoperability between the two forces. It is needless to say that our security cooperation is not aimed at any third countries, but is for the maintenance of peace and stability of the region. At the 2+2, the evolving situation in the East and South China Seas was also discussed. The four ministers expressed strong opposition to any unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force or coercion. They shared serious concerns over the actions which increased tensions in the region, particularly the recent dangerous activities at the Second Thomas Shoal, and concurred to call for the adherence to international law, particularly the UNCLOS. They also called on China to abide by the final and legally binding 2016 arbitral award. The four ministers also discussed our security and defense cooperation and confirmed that the two countries would continue and strengthen cooperation in capacity building, increase defense, including defense equipment transfer and technical cooperation, as well as official security assistance. Our presence here today is a powerful reminder of our unwavering commitment to cooperation and the strength of our unified voice. We need to envision a future where the seas serve as a bridge that unites rather than divides us. Let us turn our collective aspirations into tangible and concrete actions that ensure the rule of law prevails and that our shared vision becomes a lasting reality for our present and future generations. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang ating kaibigan. Thank you very much.